Hello, brilliant minds out there. Welcome to my channel. This is Renee. Um, the channel is called Have You Ever? And today's topic is going to focus on have you ever struggled with forgiveness? Forgiveness is such a broad topic, and it probably would take several segments to really fully cover it. But we're going to go over some important steps to the forgiveness process. Depending on the action that was done against you, forgiveness sometimes is easy. Like, let's say if somebody accidentally steps on you, bumps into you, somebody accidentally bumps into you. Okay, that's something that's easily, that can easily be forgiven. But let's say somebody does something that is way more in depth than that. I'm trying to think of an example. Let's say someone has wronged you or your loved ones, and you're having a hard time, you're struggling with, trying to forgive that individual. Let me just say, don't worry, you are not abnormal. It's a normal reaction to sometimes struggle with forgiveness, or what I like to refer to as true forgiveness. However, it can be accomplished. Sometimes it takes time to reach actual true forgiveness, but it can be done. Um, so I'm going to go over some steps that might help you along the process in your journey to forgiveness. Um, the first thing that you want to do is you want to acknowledge the hurt that was done to you. You want to acknowledge that. You don't want to just, ignore it, or what I like to say, suppress it by holding it inside. Because guess who that hurts? The person who was offended, not the offender, but the person who was offended. We're trying to take all the hurt off of us. That's the goal. So acknowledge, what was done to you. The second thing that you want to do is you want to consider how this hurt and pain has affected you. Now, the word consider is key because this involves thinking before making a decision. So, before you decide whether or not you even want to forgive that person, consider the negative feelings that you acquired as a result of their actions. And then also take into consideration how that pain changed you. That takes some processing. And then with that one, I'm going to be honest with you, it might be good to have a therapist on hand to kind of help you get through that. The next thing that you want to do, which is step 3, is you want to accept that, and this one, let me just say this before I say this one is a doozy. It's difficult. You want to accept that you cannot change the past. So no matter how much you wish that the pain that you're feeling can be reversed, because sometimes that pain can be very intense. Having the mindset that, oh, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done it, or I should have done this, or I should, kind of blaming yourself, it causes you to have anger and resentment towards yourself. And a lot of times that's why in therapy, it's taught to forgive yourself. And in this situation, I really don't think that you need to be forgiven, but if that's where your mind is, we got to start where you are. So forgiving yourself, acceptance that you cannot change your past. And then step 4 is you want to actually determine whether or not you are willing to forgive this individual or individuals or not. This is actually when the process of forgiveness will either begin or not even happen at all. A lot of times it's hard for people to, forgive someone who has wronged them. But I want to reiterate that, holding on to that resentment and that anger, it hurts you more than it does the person who offended you. So just keep that in mind. Um, you want to determine what's best for you. And that may include forgiveness or it may not. It just depends on you and your situation. If you do decide to go through with forgiveness, please know that by deciding to forgive someone, that does not mean that you are willing to forget what happened to you. You are not willing to condone what happened to you. And you are in no way, form, or fashion trying to justify or make what happened to you acceptable. It's important to really understand that forgiveness is something that you do for yourself to free yourself. So just please know that you are in no means justifying or accepting what has happened to you. So the next step that you want to proceed to after you've decided that you want to forgive this person, it's going to determine learning what forgiveness means to you. Let me just say, this is very important. Forgiveness to one person in their particular situation may not look like your particular forgiveness. Your forgiveness may mean, okay, I'm going to forgive you, but I'm not going to have anything else to do with you. I'm not going to hold it against you. But this thing is just over. Forgiveness for some people means that they are willing to repair their relationship with that person. So you kind of have to decide what forgiveness means to you, because at the end of the day, it is about your sanity, your well-being. A lot of times what some people do is they say, look, I forgive you. I'm even willing to wish you well. Some people have to get to that point though. I'm even willing to wish you well. But because I know the type of person that you are, I cannot continue this relationship with you. I cannot continue to be this friend to you. Right now, I got to focus on getting me together. So those are the steps that I wanted to share with you today in regards to forgiveness. As the weeks go by, we will be touching on other different topics that people may be struggling with. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe, click the notification button, and when I post new videos, you will get them, and give us the thumbs up. You can even feel free to share them. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be blessed.